You're watching Jaxblade's Month of Halloween. Let's get some shit out of some psychopaths.
Groovy.
It is time for a monster fight! Yo dudes and dudettes, your friendly neighbor Jaxblade here, and today's Month of Halloween video is actually something very special because I got this question on Tumblr a while ago and I answered it there, but I figured this is just too good a topic not to do a video on, especially for this time of year. So for today's video, we're going to have a three-way battle royale monster fight of three of the most iconic slashers in history. Michael Myers, my man Jason Voorhees, and of course, the man with a fleshy mask, Leatherface. Also, I want to start the video off saying this. We're not counting that freaking Jason versus Leatherface comic because it makes no freaking sense whatsoever. Like, first off, they didn't get Jason's character right in it for several parts. And then he gets knocked out by a hammer to the head when in part 6 he tanked this. So, yeah, that's BS. We ain't doing that. We're just going to use straight logic for this. And before anyone asks, tendonitis, it freaking sucks. Now, before any of y'all ask, we are not including Zombie Jason, alright? I'll explain completely why at the end, but y'all already know that's just a blowout. It's not fair. So we're going by human Jason from the original trilogy. Well, original 4. He was only in 3 movies when he was doing the killing, but technically first. Whatever. We're going by human Jason when he was alive. So Friday the 13th of part 4. So there you go. Technically part 2 to part 4, but you know what I mean. And I know some of you may be wondering, well, what about the remakes? Because the remakes aren't exactly the same as the originals, and that's completely true. Like in the original, Michael Myers was just like an average guy with durability, superhuman strength, and ridiculous powers. And then the remake, he was this 6'8" towering dude who was like played by Tyler Mane, the dude who played Sabretooth in the original X-Men film. And then with Leatherface, he changed in practically every movie. Well, his family did at least. And so like we're going with Bubba Sawyer Leatherface from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and Thomas Hewitt, the one that was a bit more fleshed out in Texas Chainsaw Massacre the remake in 2003, and Texas Chainsaw Massacre the beginning, and along with the comic series that happened following it, and where he lost his arm and stuff like that. And then of course we're going with Jason Voorhees from, like I just said, the first, well, when he was alive, and then of course remake Rambo Jason, because all of them are different. And then the remakes are going to fight the remakes, and the originals are going to fight the originals. And let's just say, who would win a battle royale out of all of these? Now we're actually going to start this off in reverse by starting with the remakes first, and then we'll finish off by talking about the classics in the battle royale. So if we got the towering 6'8" Michael Myers from the Halloween 2007 and 2009 sequel remakes, then we've got the Rambo-esque Jason Voorhees from the Friday the 13th 2009 remake, and then we've got the powerlifter bodybuilder-esque Leatherface, aka Thomas Hewitt, from the 2003 Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie, and of course the Texas Chainsaw Massacre at the beginning, and the comic books, like I said earlier. But yeah, that's how we're going. We're going to talk about these three in battle. Now, I think we'll go by 3 plot methods. By alright, one, they all just plop next to each other. They start fighting with their weapons. One, they start fighting with no weapons. And then one, they have prep time to scoop the area and stuff like that. So that's what we've got. Alright, with weapons, you gotta take into account now, out of all of them, you may think Leatherface has the advantage because he has a chainsaw, but Leatherface is sort of like a regular human. No, he did tank getting his arm cut off, but when it comes down to it, Leatherface just isn't as athletic and mobile as Rambo Jason and the freaking, Michael Myers from the movies. They both tank bullet fire and getting stabbed, all these things like that, but Leatherface, I'm pretty sure if you stabbed him in the throat, he would die. Even in the comic books, it's just, they make it seem like he's just a mortal man who's very durable, and he can kill a lot of people. He killed a lot of people with his chainsaw, but I'm definitely giving it to either Michael and Jason in this one, in the fight thing. And now with the fight itself, since I did this whole video talking about Jason Voorhees training growing up that Derek Mears said he did for Jason's character, I'm going to give Jason the slight edge. And that's not me being biased. I'll give him the slight edge because Jason seems more tactical with what he's able to do in the remake films. I've gone really in depth with these before in previous videos if you guys want to go watch them. But he just seems really tactical, and he would know what to do. I feel like since he's practiced all these moves and stuff like that in the woods, just growing up in isolation, he would know how to defend himself better. Michael grew up in an insane asylum and had incredible strength, but no, I would definitely give it to Jason, especially if he has his machete. I would just feel like he would cut him up like a ninja. Now we go plop, plop, plop with no weapons, and this one is actually interesting. Leatherface is probably the physically strongest out of all of them, but he's probably the less skilled. So I feel Jason or Michael would try and gouge his eyes out if they were getting into a fight with him. And then also, Leatherface is really slow. he's fast on his feet. Don't get me wrong, he's fast Jason, but he has slow combat speed. I feel Michael and Jason could take advantage of that. And so like it would come down to Michael versus Jason in a fight. And this one is actually where it could go pretty dang, like it could be really interesting. It could be really interesting to see Michael the remake versus Jason the remake, because they're both really strong. They're both insanely strong. And so they'd just be like actual like two buff guys beating the crap out of each other. And so, geez. This one is actually really good because I probably might give the slight edge to Michael as he crushed the dude's head in his bare hands. And Remake Jason, while he was strong, he didn't show anything like, oh, I'm crushing someone's head in my bare hands just yet. I'm just incredibly strong. So I feel like if he got the hands on him, he could do it. But of course, Remake Jason has better skills. But for this one, I think I'll give the slight advantage to Remake Michael Myers. Sorry, Leatherface, you're too slow. You're strong, but you're too slow. And then freaking Jason, I feel like if they was just a body of fighting each other, then Michael might have the slight advantage. And now for the third one, they're just plop, 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 all like trying to hunt and fight each other. They got the weapons, they got supplies, all that stuff. But for this one, I'm giving it to Jason full doubt, and that's not even biased anymore because Jason knows how to set traps. He knows how archery. He can shoot bow and arrows. Like literally, he could pick them off in trees like bows and arrows just right through the head. Okay, he could do that because he's that talented. He's just pretty much like Rambo in the woods fighting these guys, and it's just that is one-sided right there. That is one side. Jason wins. So out of the 3 battles, 2 of them go to Jason, 1 of them might go to Michael Myers. And Leatherface, I'm sorry, dude, like, if you got your chainsaw taken away, I mean, he's a strong guy, but he's still just a regular person who can be killed, like, with a gunshot or a machine gun and stuff like that. It's crazy. Now let's get on with the originals. Michael Myers in the original had some insane upper body strength. He lifted one 185-pound teenager with one hand and then stabbed him hard enough to pin him to the wall. He also lifted a tombstone, which weighed roughly 1,000 pounds, and moved it to a bed. He also crushed several men's skulls in his bare hands and cut a woman's head off with one swipe of his knife. So he is amazingly strong. Also, he tanked bullet shots and being stabbed and being set on fire, so he's durable. But the thing with Michael Myers is there are various versions of Michael Myers if you go by the original. So fun fact for people who don't know, in the original series, they actually made up 2 storylines that you can follow as one big storyline, or you can split it up. So it could goes Halloween, Halloween 2, Halloween 4, Halloween 5, Halloween 6, Curse of Michael Myers, Halloween H2O, and then Halloween Resurrection. And like you can follow that storyline whatsoever. But with Halloween 4, 5, and 6, they introduced a storyline of Michael having this thing called the Curse of Thorn, which gave him this superhuman power and gave him like the ability, like made him want to hunt down his family, and then also gave him like these somewhat regenerative properties, since he could like tank bullet fire and tank being burned alive and all this stuff. But like if he got decapitated, he'd be done. But still, it's just like that's what gave him the powers. But you can either go by Halloween 1, 2, and 7, so H2O, and then Halloween 8, where he's just this supernaturally strong guy who can tank bullet fire, might have some regenerative properties, but he's just insanely strong and just mentally incredible. But it's one of those things that doesn't wait. And then they got a new Halloween movie that's apparently going to be a sequel to the original Halloween film. So it's just like H2O all over again, but more like H40, I guess. Like, I don't know, but that to me is stupid what they're doing with it. But yeah, so his strength and power is really, really just strong. But he can still be killed with decapitation, really, if you just get a headshot or like drown him. Now, Jason in Part 3 is just as durable and strong with the head-crushing feat he did in Part 3. But Leatherface, on the other hand, and his name is Bubba Sawyer from the originals, not Thomas Hewitt. That was a different one, but that's just another video for another day. But he's just a regular human, and without a chainsaw, he is effed. But, like, here's the thing. If he can cut Michael and Jason's head off or slash their legs off, he can win easily. But that's if they let him. Now, Jason was officially killed in Friday the 13th Part 4 when Tommy Jarvis hacked him to death with a machete and took damn near 50 hacks to put him down. So it's proven human Jason can be killed through massive blood loss and organ damage, as if it's severe enough. And the others could try to take advantage of that. So the only surefire way to beat Michael Myers would be to destroy his head, because he survived being burned found alive after being stabbed and shot constantly, and Jason could crush him or decapitate him. Matter of fact, Jason and Michael could try to crush each other's heads and see whose head pops first, though most likely it's going to be Michael who loses, since Jason popped the eyeball out of one of his victims' head and Mike just makes them bleed out their eyes. But again, I feel Michael is just a bit more skilled in this department if he's fighting just a regular human Jason who can die from massive blood loss. So for this one, I'm saying it's probably in Michael's favor, since he's the most durable human killer if he can dodge and strike effectively. But you can tell me what you think of human Michael versus human Jason down in the comments below, because Leatherface, again, he is an iconic slasher, no doubt, but if he can't use his chainsaw effectively and get the legs or like the body parts or the head, then they can like take that to their advantage and just take him down easily. And now for fun, this is for anyone who thinks that they would have a chance against Zombie Jason, because it's just so one-sided, and I see this happen all the time, like, yo, Michael's the GOAT, Michael beat everyone, even Zombie Jason, okay, and just like, bruh, sit down, like, you need a drink or something, sit down. This is a case of obstinate fanboyism, when it's just, I like this character more, so of course they're stronger than other people. It's a thing you see commonly in like so many communities, like for instance in Versus Battle. Alright, like, I'll say this, I think Hiei is much more badass than Vegeta. But does that mean Hiei could kick Vegeta's ass? Hell no, he would get smacked so easily, alright? It's not a competition. I can admit that, but I'm not gonna let my fanboyism cloud my logical judgment. So that's the same thing I see with Michael Myers. Well, Michael Myers is the greatest slasher of all time. I like him more. Just because you like him doesn't mean he's more strong. Like, Jason can regenerate like freaking Deadpool.
His unique ability to regenerate lost and damaged tissue, I mean, it just...
What? Has Luke Cage strength. He punched a dude's head straight out his ass. He also turned a guy into Swiss cheese with a freaking cart, and he also slammed, like, he just has so many feats. Jason even knows how to use a gun in the comic books. It's like ridiculous. He freaking chucked a redwood tree half a mile to kill a couple having sex. I mean, Jason in his zombie form is freaking an immortal badass who can't die, alright? Michael Myers, while he is badass, like, even though in H2O it wasn't him at the end, if you decapitated Michael Myers, separated the head from the body, he would die. But Jason would just grow into the body. And like, they've tried burning him, firing squad, blowing him up, all these things that they just did not work on Jason, alright? And I'm not doing this, I'm not being obstinate saying that, that's just a logical fact. That happened. Jason can't die from certain things. Like, of course, if you make him fight someone like Pinhead, then that's just outclassing Jason, because Pinhead's just another level. But I'm saying this, Jason himself, that is just... Jason, Zombie Jason, I'm gonna make this clear. Zombie Jason would own Michael Myers in a fight effortlessly, okay? It's like those people, I don't see why that's a good fight. Like I just said, human Jason versus human Michael is a decent fight to watch, because it's like, oh snap, they could both potentially die, but once he becomes an immortal zombie, like, nothing can F with him. It's sort of similar to those people who say, oh, who would win in a fight, Leprechaun or Chucky? It makes no freaking sense, okay? Oh, just because they're small, they have to fight each other? Leprechaun outclasses Chucky, even with his new cult of Chucky power. Leprechaun outclasses him. It's not a fair fight. Like, there was this great video that came out years ago of Leprechaun versus Wishmaster, you know, the evil genie Wishmaster, and that would actually be a decent match to watch, because they're both magical beings, like magical demon beings. They have these, like, OP powers that would be fun to see them try to use them on each other. But Leprechaun versus Chucky, I mean, unless Chucky has a 4-leaf clover, that's the only thing, or that necklace or a steel pipe. But again, it's so one-sided. It doesn't make sense. So I just wanted to say that. Well, anyways, dudes and dudettes, I hope you enjoyed today's Halloween video. It was really fun to make. And, like, tell me in the comments, who do you think will win out of the human versions of, like, Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees versus Leatherface in their human forms? I'm curious what you think below. Like, zombie, like, it's just so one-sided, it doesn't even count. It's not fair. But, yeah, I'm just curious. And, no new video tomorrow because tendonitis sucks, and I gotta take a break, apparently, the doctor said. So, I'm just gonna... I'll be back soon, don't worry, though. I'm gonna be back soon enough. I just have to take a break, doctor's orders. And before, when I used to have that Black Star mentality of going through pain, I made stuff worse. So, that's not happening. Anyways, keep calm. Booyah on. I love doing that. And don't forget, Momentai. Alright, I'll be back soon enough. Just once this shit heals up.